Sorry.
Okay, and there is the revelation, guys, that you've seen in number 13. Features
Absolute
Kiddo,
classic.
and in fact, was me.
I would only ask why they didn't show that on the series in the first place. It's so funny. Possibly the funniest moment of the show.
Well, that's it. But you see, you know, we've got it on. We've been trying to con you guys in a funny way and in a polite way, in the sense that we had real guests on the show. But it's probably come to light now that it's always been us all along. And I'm sure some of you guys have already known that. The shock revelations of Tommy Cooper and that. But there it is, confirmed for you guys now.
Well, that's great, because now I can say that for clip number 12 is the Tom Cruise interview, and it was the first time that I was allowed to dominate the show, which became my trait later on as the seasons progressed and the talent and quality declined. This moment in the show that we chose was very funny and very topical at the moment, with the scandal about Scientology. Tom was back in the news.
That's right.
It's a Scientology video, but that was apparently recorded 5 years ago. So Goldie chose this moment. He asks the question, Scientology, what is that all about? Tom's answer was very surprising, I think, to you.
A very, very surprising answer. Excuse me. My impression of what Scientology was completely changed after meeting, who, to be honest with you, was one of my heroes, the man himself, Tom Cruise.
Yes, it was completely changed, folks.
Absolutely. 2 points for me to look out for in this clip, and it's probably the reason why it's coming at number 12. And you know, that's not a derogatory term, the fact that it's made the chart at all. But look out for Tom Cruise is so involved in himself that when asked, is it like telekinesis, he mentions television. He's just not listening to what I'm saying at all.
Well, if I can interrupt you there, I think Tom was making fun of the whole synonym. Synonym is when two words are very similar.
Okay.
Sim.
Yeah.
So I think he knew that was a very conscious decision on his part, I would guess.
Okay. Alright.
That's
your take on it, Charlie.
Your second
My
point.
take
Go,
would be
your
different.
Can we just take this over and we get on to our stuff?
Okay.
Second point, what was it?
The second point I was going to say is just have a look out for my reaction towards the end of the clip.
Oh yeah, it's all about Goldie.
When he does
Kids 12.
That's why I picked the
We
title for
will
myself.
move on to the next question. We are limited for time. Tom, I can understand, even for a mega star like yourself. Scientology. Explain that. What is that all about?
Jesus, if you're limited for time, that's going to be hard.
Give me one liner of what Scientology is all about. My understanding of Scientology is, for these eccentrics, mega rich people, that what kind of church you have to pay these guys X amount out of your.
Yeah, but that's natural. What I've got from Scientology is a calmness and a peace that I know where I'm going in the world. But if you want me to sum it up in one line, basically Scientology allows me to move objects with my mind. That's the end goal of Scientology. None of this malarkey about aliens visiting the planet. I haven't even read like the Scientologist book or whatever it's called. Like. But I want to be able to move stuff with my mind just by looking at it, thinking it, and moving it. No, it's nothing to do with television. It's when I think of an object and it's like picking it up with my brain with it. Nothing to do with television.
Okay,
But
we will move on to.
But just that's why it's called Scientology, because that's not considered very proper science.
Yeah.
So that's why it's Scientology and not Science-tology. And a lot of people out there don't know that, and they criticise me and John.
And that was number 12, the hilarious Tom Cruise, who obviously I was doing the interview.
Well,
It was
I was
Charlie
going to get the
himself.
strawberries. Okay.
That's it. Number 11 is next, guys. And number 11 for me, I'm great to see that number 11 was in the chart and you guys voted
I'm
for it.
great to see. Can you explain what you mean by that, Cody?
I was happy to see number 11 make the chart.
I agree, actually, because at the time myself and Goldie felt that Tommy Cooper was a disaster.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but looking back on it as we were last week when we were
and
preparing the material.
It looked very funny, and I always thought it was a very funny moment, and I know Charlie didn't agree with that, as he doesn't agree with many things that I say. But
especially lately.
yes, but I thought it was a very funny moment, and I'm glad that I was finally proved right and Charlie wrong, in the sense that you guys voted in at number 11. Maybe a little bit disappointed not to see it higher up in the charts, but there again, it's Tommy Cooper when he comes back from the dead, allegedly,
Rusty.
and does a magic trick.
I mean, it's the first time we have a dead person on the show. It's not every day that happens.
Exactly.
Shall we hit it?
I just want to make a few pointers out there. Charlie obviously hasn't done as much research and checked over here. You know, as Charlie just said, look out for the fez. It is black, and later on in the interview, which we're not going to show now, but you would have seen back in the original shows. Don't forget those DVDs are out there on all the major retailers now to buy. But the hat was
or
black.
from your website.
Exactly, his fez was black. When we all know Tommy Cooper originally wore a red fez. You know, at the time it was explained that was to signify, you know, the death of Tommy and the comeback.
Yes.
But really, we couldn't get our hands on a red piece of cardboard, and that's, you know, that's the truth behind that.
Well, they're dying to know that. What's your next bit of information?
The next bit of information with Tommy Cooper is, again, we've put a little bit extra at the end of it. Now, you might have seen some of this before, but it's our discussion after Tommy Cooper where we were talking about how the magic trick went.
And that's magic, Goldie. You were so polluted, you can't stop hiccuping. And I'd never noticed that in the first clips, folks. The few times I've seen that version of the show, I never noticed that you're lying, literally.
You okay, Charlie? I continue on with the show. You okay?
Fine.
Okay.
Feather up my nose.
You know, I had hiccuped on the show, and that's because we were, you know, as you know, we do like to drink on the show, and that's a condition that Charlie has working here, that we always, you know, drink alcohol, and that's a problem that Charlie needs to deal with themselves. But you know, look at the funny hiccup and the reference to. It was the first time that actually I'm shocked. Our tagline "I'm shocked" was revealed.
You're talking about.
And the very first time we've admitted live on air that I have impersonated one of the guests. So guys, in at
we didn't plan to though, didn't we, Goldie?
We hadn't planned to, but that's what it's all about. It's off the cuff. In at number 11, guys, Tommy Cooper and his magic trick.
Great moment, folks. Enjoy.
I go to that tree. As you can see, it's a normal piece of cloth. Normal piece of cloth. Wow. That exchange, that was on the show here. Normal piece of cloth. And I'm going to put it in your hollow. Normal piece of cloth. And out of this cloth, I'm going to produce a goldfish bone. And there's going to be 2 goldfish here. 2 goldfish in an old piece of cloth. And I'm going to be in there. I'm going to put me hollow. Oh. Earth, goldfish, Earth piece of cloth, 2 goldfish. The fuckers got away. Thank you.
Let me just go over that again. Tommy Cooper came on stage after 22 years of an absence. He did a show about fish that escape, which we'd all seen when we were kids. Right? So that was a wee bit of a letdown. But I personally was watching this from the side. I was like, don't worry, it's Tommy Cooper. You've got to have the new shit. Come on. Sand, Goldie, you're digging the same. After 22 years, he's bound to have new shit. So I sat there and I watched him at his desk. He promised us new stuff. Goldie, what did we get, in your opinion?
We got complete trash. Yeah, it was the stuff that we've seen.
Well, at least we preempted the
Time
Star.
and time again.
Goldie reads the Star. And Goldie stands by the Star newspaper.
It's my Bible.
That was complete and utter trash. And you know what? To be honest, it didn't even sound like Tommy Cooper. And he goes, you know what? If one thing, Tommy would look a bit older than that after 22 years. Because he was old when he died. Right?
Okay. I'm gonna put
No,
it.
wait, don't ruin it now. Purple.
No,
There's a lot of kids.